a strident oppositional stance, polarization of moral extremes, patriarchal norms, absolute idea of a political order governed by God, insider only technical vocabulary, literalism. These are many of the features of fundamentalism that we will talk about and explore in RST 1E in the fall. And I look forward to doing that with you. Here I am in Scotland. I'm in John Knox's house. I've come to the UK to give a talk. I was at Oxford last week on extremism, and I talked there about Syria and Al-Qaeda. But on my tour, I've also, for my conference, I've also made a tour of other places, and here I am in Edinburgh at the house of John Knox, who was a radical reformer, the Presbyterian reformer of the 16th century. And he opposed the Catholicism. The marvelous puppet here you've seen was the Catholic Queen, Mary, Queen of Scots, who he was very much adamantly against. And we often associate fundamentalism with the virtues or the characteristics I defined. But here we see, too, the state, sometimes in this case, one against Mary's rule, that can also take on those radical views that we often associate with fundamentalism. And fundamentalists become a kind of moral, social crusade for reform. So in RST1E, we're going to talk a lot about Christianity in the Western world. We're going to think about King James, whose King James Bible was created right down the street as he galvanized support for a new vision of Protestantism and the Protestant reform in the world that then later came to inform American fundamentalism and its view of its new role in the world. So we'll think a lot about Christianity, its relationship to Europe, but we will also be studying comparatively and doing work on Muslim societies. My work is on Al-Qaeda. We'll be thinking about Judaism and the settler movement in Israel and Palestine. We'll be reading about Hinduism and touching on a lot of different traditions as we think about how can we approach fundamentalism from so many different perspectives. So I look forward to seeing you there and talking further with you about the discoveries that we can make together, many of which will bring us back to this very street in Edinburgh.